and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids@147, and I've been gathering my stuff and preparing because this is my sort of extra spares, if that even makes sense. So I have my spares boxes and I limit myself to one bag of spares per colour in my spares box. That is plenty for me to be able to replace any diamonds if I need to, etc, etc. I do also have a Heaven and Earth Design spares box for my projects, so those are pulled out before they come anywhere near any of my other spares. But these are all diamonds that at the moment I don't have a need for. These are ones that I nip onto the Facebook group in the UK every now and then, see if anybody needs any of these and ship them on their way. And this is just using a printer box, one of the filament boxes. It was just used because it would do. It still does do in that way. However, when I split my photo boxes so that I would have rounds in one box and squares in another. When I did that, my rounds only fit in 2 boxes and my squares fit in 3. So I did get an extra box for when my rounds need to spread into another one. And at the moment, it has been on my shelf empty. And I don't like stuff taking space on my shelves that doesn't necessarily need to. So what I thought I would do is make up this to be my giveaway diamonds box, which means this isn't on the shelf, which means I have space to put things where this was, because my shelf can get a little bit full at times. I have a Billy bookcase that has my spares photo boxes and my diamond painting storage, and I would rather have space for the storage for my diamond paintings, you know, when I kit up, than I would to have an extra box of diamonds. So I'm gonna do more of a basic storage box for this. So maybe if you're starting out, this would be the way that you could start. I didn't go and get any more white foam board because I have 2 packs of black. So I decided for the purposes of this, black would be enough. I'm not putting fancy sticker paper over the top to make it super pretty. This is just to house any spare diamonds that I may be able to share with other people. I only cut 3 here just for the purposes, oh, let me get that silicone packet out, just for the purposes of helping them to stay upright. The bags will do the rest. If I need to cut another one for the end, I will, but I say this is more basic. I don't want to have to do all of that. So I have my box. I have some stickers. These were Diamond Art Club AB stickers, but they brought out a load more, so we changed them in the shop. So these are stock that's no longer needed. I'm going to use these stickers. That's why we've kept them, because these stickers will always come in use. I have pulled the last sheet out of my DMC numbers that I use for my Heaven and Earth Design, because I want these 100s, 200s, 300s. I've already got a set in here, but I want to split my rounds and my squares. It will make it a lot easier when de-kitting. So I've pulled that out so that I can just put myself a few dividers. So let's start with rounds, because to me I always go rounds then squares. So let's start with the rounds, and in fact let's use these one low. Do I, don't I? Okay, what have I got? So that's square, that's a 100s in In fact, let's try and get a little bit organised with this. So I've just got some DMC cardstock. I didn't open a fresh pack. This is sort of a leftover from the last batch. Let's go squares. Let's go green for square diamonds, and let's go black for rounds, only because all my Heaven and Earth designs are squares and I use green in that. So 100s we're on. That's a B5 200, so that really needs to go near the end. So 100s, square, 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 round. So I have a round. I didn't think I was going to have any then. I am going to use my nicer baggies to house the diamonds, but I'm going to keep I have a bag of, where have I put it? I have a bag of the thinner baggies that fit more in. I still have a load of those left. In fact, I have a few bags of these left. And what I'll do is I will tip any diamonds that I need to post off to somebody in one of those bags. The reason I'm using the thicker bags in here is they just stand up nicer. It's a lot easier because they stand up nicer. And I can just tip in however many I may need for somebody. You know, sometimes people only need 10 or 15, so I can tip in a couple of 100 into one of these bags and post it off to them. So those bags can go over there. I do reuse the bags wherever possible. Okay, 200s. I'm already showing that I don't have any 200s here. So I'm going to leave the divider there, and then I'm just going to put the 300s divider. These are all round. This is where it's going to be fun. They're all round, that's round, and all those are round. I have quite a few of the 310 in round. So I'm using a Sharpie pen, so sometimes it can take a little bit to dry. So I'm putting the stickers on the bag before I write the number, just to make sure that it's dried as much as it can, and I'm not handling it as much. So 310 is definitely first. This is going to be the worst one of them all. And I can already see I have 5 or 6 bags, and these bags take a few less diamonds. So I'm going to need a few. So let's get a few ready. Oh, I've obviously reused this bag and not done it very well because it has a glow in the dark. Do you know what? It can stay there. Looks like it has a glow in the dark diamond in there, but it can stay. So what have we got? 4 bags so far. So let's go 5, 6, and then let's do a 7th, though it wouldn't surprise me if I need even more than that. 310. Okay, so let's, oh, this one's actually got an AB diamond stuck in it. So these must be from when I moved my ABs into these bags so that they could hang off a book ring. Take out my little piece of card that helped to make these bags thicker, or at least stand up a little bit better. And as you can tell, this was a very, very full bag, and it doesn't all fit in one of these. Now sometimes, especially with 310s, if somebody needs a lot, I may just pull out and send it in a thick bag. But they stand up so much nicer in the storage. And as much as this isn't my very long-term storage, it's still storage that I'm handling and I'm looking at, and I want it to be pretty. I have, you know, I have more of these thicker bags. I have a few more that currently aren't being used, so why not use them to make something look pretty, is what I say. So let's get the last of those in. Is that full? No, I might get a few more in there. Some of, as I say, some of these bags are fuller than others, because it really depends on how many I have left over from a diamond painting as to what I do with them. Maybe before I did this project I should have consciously gone and had a look and seen who needed what diamonds and cleared some out. I have got one, I have managed to put one type of diamond aside for somebody. What number was it? 996 in square. I have managed to put that aside for somebody, but that's only clearing out one bag out of gazillions. But hey ho, it's because I can't quite bring myself to just throw them all, because I'll be so gutted if I throw them all and they would have been really useful to somebody, you know, or somebody that's doing extra projects. A bit like my Heaven and Earth designs, but somebody that's going to use or do a round one, or maybe just even need some nicer quality diamonds, because the diamonds they've got are rubbish quality. You never know. I can't quite get myself to just get rid. But I do need to find new homes for them. Oh, don't fall over, bag. At least only one escaped. Nope. And then I knocked the bag and a load more escaped. Beautiful. So that is bag 6 of 310s. I think I have more rounds than squares in here. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just the 310s that make me have more. Who knows? Right, let me get hold of these. And then the last bag of 310s I have is actually this one that I de-kitted a few days ago from my Diamond Art Club Mother Earth painting. There was no point in me emptying that bag into other bags when I knew I was about to do this. But I hadn't yet quite decided on what colour stickers or anything like that I was going to use. So I definitely need one more. Hopefully only one more. So 310. I think these are the bags left over from my AB diamonds. I've just tipped a load on the floor or on the table. And I've got some static. Beautiful. Get in there. This is where, obviously, I'm going to make a mess with what I'm doing today, because it started already. This is probably the worst one. I do have a colour in squares that I think is going to take a while, but hopefully this is the worst one in rounds. Or at least, you know, the one that I have absolutely loads of. Let me just grab my big flat tray. So I used to use this big flat cheaper tray for diamond painting all the time until I started using my Admiral's S tray, and I've not looked back. But this is extremely handy when it comes to kitting up or something and collecting diamonds up. Okay, so that bag has more space in it. So that is my to fill up 310, and then these are all my rounds. And a lot of these colours, I do have extras in squares as well, but they're actually being used in my Heaven and Earth designs. So 317 is my next one. So let's get those in. Plenty of room to grow. Then another bag, just making sure these have a shorter side and a longer side. So if you see me just messing about with the tops of the bags, it is me checking which side has the shorter side, which is easier to open, whereas this bag doesn't. They're both the same size. So 318, and then that way 336, 336. Watch these take up loads more room in this box than they did in the other one, but they are pretty jam-packed in there, to be fair. Bit of static, but not too bad. That's all rubbish, so I'll fight with that when I take the stickers off. Okay, so that is the 300s, so now we're on to 400s, and we have square, 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 square. So they're squares. That's round, but they need to go at the end. 500s, they're also square. 600s, they're also square. 700s. So I'm leaving the cards in there in case I need them. They're square, round, and they're all squares. You can tell I have a lot more square spares. So let's do the one that I can do in rounds, which is 775. So I'm using a round sticker for the round diamonds, which is another quick sort of visual cue to me when de-kitting that I'm in the right section. All little things that you can pick up on subconsciously to make, you know, to double check you're in the right place always helps. So 800s. These are all the 800s. Square, 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 round, square, round. I'm just going to scoot some of these across. 500, 600. Try and keep them in some sort of order for when I get to squares, but give myself a little bit more room. Would be nice. So I need an 898, and I'm just writing these because there is no point in me pulling out a DMC set, so a set that's already pre-printed with the DMC numbers, because I'm going to need multiples of some. So for example, the 310, was it 8 or 9 bags that I did? I would have had to get 8 or 9 sets of DMC numbers, and to me that's a bit extreme, especially for diamonds that I plan to in effect give away. I think that the handwritten ones will do. And I labelled up 2 bags for these because I figured this is quite full. So it's probably going to need a couple of bags. So that's one. And then this one will be ready to take more. My initial thought when I was doing this was to actually put diamonds in baggies, a bit like that. So just put a few in each bag, so that when somebody did need some, I could just look out a bag and just give them that small amount. But I don't think it works as well with the likes of the 310. And you never know what I'm going to be giving some of these away for. So for example, if somebody did need to replace some bad drills for the 310, I'd be giving them a lot more than if they just had 20 missing from a painting and didn't have their own spares. So yeah. Okay, 900s. This is definitely quicker for rounds. So square, square. That's round, 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 square, 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 round. At least got a few more rounds in this one. So let's start with 938. 939, I'm going to need a few bags. And if anybody remembers, my 939 spares in squares I use in my Heaven and Earth design. Which is why they're not in here, because it would be bursting. So 938, done. Then 939. I am going to need, say, a couple of bags for this, but let's do one. So that's pretty full. I probably could fit a few more in there, but I'm sure there'll be a time when I'm de-kitting something where I'm happy to throw a few extras in some of these bags, rather than have to label up a new bag. $939. And a bit more 939. Am I going to get rounds in one column? That is the question. Okay, 995 in rounds. Sure, I'm not putting my diamonds on straight. Okay, 995. Only got a few of those, so obviously I've only recently filled up that bag. Okay, next one we've got the 3000s, which I do have in a round. So let's do those. 3041. So this is a way that if you, my memory card was about to save. So this is a way, if maybe you're only just starting out diamond painting, maybe you don't want to have 3, 4, you know, boxes ready for spare diamonds when you have nowhere near that many yet. You could still potentially get yourself the DMC sheet, but just have the big divider cards, the big divider sections, and just start adding in which ones you do have, you know, as and when you get them, so that you're building it up slowly. And then when you do find, or if you do find that you get to the point where you're like, okay, I can have a full system now, I've done 20 diamond paintings, I have loads of spare diamonds, you know, I'm good to go. When you do get to that point, you've already got the basics in there. It's a lot easier to sort of add and expand than work with I mean, even if you did it similar to this, you know, in a shoebox or something, it's still going to be a lot easier to deal with than just having them thrown in a box. Okay, so we're on the 3 7s, and I'm just hunting out. This is where I have loads of squares, because I did a painting from Ever Moment, and if anybody's worked with an Ever Moment off AliExpress before, you probably know, oh, let me put in the 3 600s that I haven't got, you probably know that they're very big on giving you extras. So I think you have 30, they normally say they give you 30% more extras, which I'd say is true. There has been the odd person that has run out of a diamond from Ever Moment, but it's very, very rare. They do normally send you more than enough, but you know, mistakes can happen with anything. We're all human after all. But I did a really long, thin painting that had a primarily, the background colour was this 3756. So they're extras, they're the Ever Moment ones, because I have about 3 bags that are the same shade. Yeah, so 30% more of a bucket ton anyway was this much. It was a little bit redonkulous. Right, 3 800s is the last one here. So square, round, square, 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 round, and then we do have some 3865 and the 5200. So what's first? 3846. I am trying to put them in order as well. So 3846. Bright blue. So that's 1. Then we have 3861. 3861. Let's take out the piece of card to flatten it. I don't need that anymore. I'm upgrading to the thicker bags. Just trying to make sure that I get the full diamonds out. All the trash can go away, to be honest. Okay, so now we're on 3865. This is where I'm not sure if I'm going to fit them all in one row when it comes to 3865, because I have quite a bit. And actually the B5200 looks to have got some of the completely wrong colour mixed in. Because if you know, B5200 should be a bright white, and they don't all definitely look like a bright white. Not even all the 3865 look like 3865, which is an off-white. But we will put them in with the colours that they're down as, because you never know what somebody's missing diamonds are actually going to need. They could have got a kit that isn't a bright white. And I keep placing these diamonds at a weird angle because of the way I'm putting them down. 3865. It's a good job once they're written on, you can't really tell, because the diamond's just a subtlety in the background. Right, that's those. Prop that up so I can get the rest in. I always forget how long these projects take as well. There's me like, oh, it won't be that long. And then I start tipping in the diamonds and it's like, yeah, it is. But I have been meaning to do this for so long. that I am like, this needs doing. Because I want my shelf back. I want that little bit of space on my shelf where this box used to be, because I'm currently de-kitting quite a few kits and I need it. Okay, so that's 3865 done. Now, normally I don't, those bags are pretty full. Normally I won't do myself an extra bag, but I am going to for white, or for the 3865, because I do know that one of the paintings, I'm pretty sure, yeah, one of the paintings that I have not yet de-kitted, and that will be coming up in the next week or two in my de-kitting of All I've Done Frenzy, is the Admiral Zest logo. And the background for the Admiral Zest logo is white. And they used 3865 in my round version. So I know I am going to have more round 3865 that need to go in this box. So I'm going to do the bag now. Do you know what? I'm not fighting with those. There is a lot of static in these. I don't think they're a true white anyway. I don't even know what painting these came from. I'm just going to get all the ones out the way of the zip tie, out the way of the grip seal section, and I'm not fighting with the rest. So much static that you can take. Okay, so I do have space at the end, not huge amounts, but don't forget not all of my diamonds go in here. So I'm going to start my squares from here. That box is empty, so I'm going to put all my extra baggies and stuff in there for now. This is just to corral them, because I will recycle any of the bags that I can and pop them in here, but it keeps them in one nice place. So I'm done with round stickers. I now want square stickers, and I also want to do my little dividers as well. So my 100s are over here for squares, and I did do myself a divider. So let's bob that in. What have we got? Lots of 152. So let's start with 152. Finding my thick bags. I've worked through all my loose ones that were left over from doing my AB diamonds when I put them into the bigger bags. So we've got 152. See, so much nicer when I've got a box. I can just throw all the extra bits in. I don't even know how I've ended up with this much extra 152 either. I can't remember a painting that I've needed that much of it. Sometimes I find if you squeeze the sides of these extra thicky bags, they give you a bit more room for diamonds. Okay, so that's one. I think I'm going to need a few. 152. Have I got a piece of card in here? I do. Pull it out slowly because it does tend to grab hold of a couple of diamonds. I've got one of them on my finger. Get in there. That's probably enough. to make sure that I can still seal it up. 152, and then the last one I should need for 152. 152 in square. We have lots and lots of square, and we have more. I need to check what I do need to check yet, and I haven't done. But what I probably need to start thinking about checking is I do have, in fact both Megan and I have, some blank Heaven and Earth Design canvases that we need the diamonds for, because while it's a printed canvas, we are using spare diamonds for it. So what I really need to do is get organised with that and make a list of all the DMC numbers that we need for those projects. We're not doing them yet. I think I don't want to bite off more than I can chew and start doing the Heaven and Earth Design canvas as well as the charts that I'm already doing. But I don't want to go giving away loads and loads of diamonds that we're going to need. So I could probably do with going through at some point and then pulling out any of these colours that we might need for that. So that, yeah, so that we're just not giving them away and then regretting it when we do get round to doing them, which could be years away yet, you never know. But at the moment, all my extra diamonds, spare diamonds and Heaven and Earth design diamonds will at least be in pretty boxes, sitting nice, organised on the shelf and not taking up space that I could be using for storage. Okay, so that's the 100s done. So now I want the 200s. Pop my header sticker on. Do I have any 200s? Oh no, I don't. I go to 400 next. So I'm still going to create these header cards because I never know when I am going to need some. Because even my 310 in squares is used in my Heaven and Earth Design, but whenever that's finished, of course, I will have extras. 400s. So they might squash together, but that's fine. They're in one place. They're there if I need them. And my stickers are really quite clear for me to be able to see. So 413 is first up. And it looks like I'm going to need at least 2 bags for that, because I have 2 bags already. 413. Some of them have even got the prettier stickers on, and some of them have got my really old stickers on. Before I had pretty stickers, that's how I used to sticker them up. Just using the stickers that came in diamond painting storage, and to be honest, it worked fine. But pretty is prettier, don't they say? Isn't pretty prettier? Is that the rule of how it goes? Pretty is prettier. Okay, 413 again. And I know the likes of 414 and 415 I'm currently using in my Heaven and Earth designs. Otherwise, I probably would have extras of those, because that's another popular colour. Are they all going to fit? Bit of shuffling down the bag to get it to close. And yeah, they're in. Then we have 453, of which I have 2 different bags of them and 2 different shades, but I think I'm just going to throw them all together and see if they'll fit in one bag, though they might not. Because again, if somebody needs some, if somebody says, oh, you know, has somebody got 20 or so of 453, and I look and I'm like, yeah, I do. What I'll do, because there is 2 different shades, or in fact there's about 4 or 5 different shades in these, I will send them a larger amount, and then what they can actually do is get the 20 that they need from the closest colour that they need. And that's why I still mix up my spares, because I just make it work. And when it comes to missing some diamonds, I will just tip a load out into a tray and pick the closest match. Okay, so 498. Got some static going on here as well, but it's not quite as bad. That's a diamond, that's a piece of rubbish. So that's a 498 done. Okay, 500s. And we do have one 500 for this one, which is 550. Which is a very, very popular purple colour. It's this one that's going to take me, it's this 3700 that's going to take me an eternity on the squares. I feel like it's going to take me an eternity. Hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, 550, then we go 600s. Trying not to get myself confused as to where I'm up to. 600s, and then all I have here is an old Ever Moment bag with just 600 written on it, because Ever Moment send these bags with the parts that you can write on, so sometimes I've just done that when I've been dekitting, because if I had the bags anyway, why not? Why not use what you have in some instances? In fact, I might have a look if I've got some more Ever Moment bags. They might be really good bags to keep in here as well to send diamonds on, because I can write the number and it'll be clear as day for whoever's getting it what DMC number it is that I've sent them. Okay, 700s. So I've got a few 700s here. Let's move those up so I can get those out the way. And then at least I can spread these out. See, look, 783, I've got 2 bags. I don't know why I've got 2 bags, I don't need them. So what have we got first? 720. So 720 is my first. Because I did try to keep them in order in this box, though in some instances it got a little bit trickier, but that was just because it was getting too squashed. It's getting too full. And you won't believe I have actually sent diamonds out from this box, but it was still, I think I was filling it up at a faster rate than I could pass them on. Okay, let's try this pen writing directly on, because this is driving me up the wall. 782, 783 I should be able to all get in one. 792 and 799. Because while I say it's going to smear, I've not actually tested how quick it dries. Oh, it's actually not that bad. I'm giving the Sharpie pen a bad name and I don't need to. I used it because it's a stronger black, than like a normal black biro pen, and I thought it might be easier for, you know, me to be able to flip through and see the numbers if I used the Sharpie pen. And 761 is not all going to fit in one bag. So let's get one lot in. 761. Let's get another bag. I kind of hope that some of these squares are in the Heaven and Earth design, because I've used green in Heaven and Earth design as well, so I can always move them over without having to repackage them, which is always good. And it would allow me, though I don't think my Heaven and Earth design box can take it, to save up the diamonds for another 2 huge, well, 3 huge canvases, because Megan's got 2 canvases and I've got 1. I don't know if it could cope. I'll have to keep mulling on that one, on what I'm best doing in relation to them, or whether I'm best waiting, because those canvases will take me a while to do. Maybe I'll have a check through the numbers and see if there's some that is worth just keeping hold of a few of them. I just don't want to create another storage box for the canvases that I may not end up getting to for a year or so, or maybe even longer. I don't really want to start with another storage box for that purpose when I haven't finished the others. And maybe once I've finished the others, I'll actually be wanting to take a little bit of a break before kitting up another. It's not like I'm not always diamond painting and collecting diamonds, is it? And last time with my big one, you guys were amazing sending me diamonds for it. I have to weigh up the value of my space in my craft room compared to what it could potentially cost me to replace the diamonds if I needed to. It's a toss-up, and quite often replacing the diamonds will probably be a whole lot cheaper. You know, to buy, say replace diamonds, to buy diamonds that I may have had in the past and given away, it's probably cheaper to replace them than the space I'd lose storing them for goodness knows how long. And I've helped somebody out in the meantime, and once my other Heaven and Earth design is done, or at least nearly done, I can repurpose my Heaven and Earth design storage box for the canvases. Okay, 700s are done. So another card for the 800s. See, and they're already looking so much nicer in this storage box. So 800s, we've got 817, 819, 820. Okay, so 817, I'm going to need 2 because one bag of them is bursting already. 819, 820 is a borderline, and 844, I'll only need 1. So let's start on my double 817. I don't know where I got this many reds from either. Now look at a painting and sometimes I think, well, I must have this many extra spares because of, like the Ever Moment, a painting I did that had lots of this colour. But I can't even think of a painting that I've done that had this much colour. Maybe it's just in quite a few different colours and has collected itself over time. Because don't forget, I've not only got these 2 bags, I have a full bag of them in my spares box already. That's trash. That's why they've gone into this box. I've overflowed. Okay, 817. I'm hoping I still have space for storing baggies and spare stickers and stuff as well in this box, but we'll see what happens there. I'm not doing too bad. I'm still on the first column for squares, though I definitely know I'll need to go into the second one, because a lot of my large paintings are squares, and the large paintings you tend to have more diamonds left over than you might do on a small painting. But yeah, a lot of my large paintings are squares. I don't know what it is. I do like the finish of a large square diamond painting. Though, having said that, after my last couple of Diamond Art Club that I've done, my last couple of round ones, right, I'm not fighting with them either, I've actually been really happy with you know, how it looks as a finished round. So maybe I should get a few more large ones in round. But the square finish does look so good. Right, these are sticking outside of the Ziploc. So stay inside, please. Okay, one more 800. Are you guys bored yet? I'm not sure if I'm bored yet. I think I'm seeing the end in sight, which makes it a little bit more exciting. Once I've got over that 3756 hurdle, it will be plain sailing from then. But 844. Okay, 900s. Maybe I quite enjoy putting each sticker on as I get to each one, but I feel like it's taking too much time. Let's try and get something out of the way and done. So let's get these stickers done and out of the way, a bit like I have with the rounds. Let's do it backwards. So 3 800s, 3 700s, 3 600s, and then put those 2 on the top. And those stickers out of the way. Got a rogue diamond. That cardstock can now go out of the way for any future projects I might need them for. Okay, that's a bit clearer. So 900s. What have we got? See, I've got some here that I've even kept in their original packaging as well. So 920 is the first one. 931. 945, they might fit in one bag, and 959. I started getting a little bit lazy, I think, when it came to a few dekittings, hence like keeping those in the extra bag. It was like, oh, I'm going to be sorting them out later, that'll do, leave them in there. And I've ended up with multiple bags, which probably isn't helping my storage space situation. And the fact that they were getting too full for the box. I did, one diamond ended up there. So 920. Now we want 931. A nice blue. I don't even know what painting that was off either. I'm trying to think what painting that bag was off, but I'm not sure. You guys probably remember more than I do. 945. So let's get these in. These are those thinner, cheaper bags, which are perfectly fine for storing, transporting diamonds, you know, that come in kits. But they're not the toughest. Okay, 945. And then 959. Only 3 more sets of numbers to go, because I think there's some that I don't have. Some of these title cards that I'm not going to need. So that's 959. How am I doing for space? Pretty good. So 3000s I don't have. It's actually 300. Let's see if we can get those in this end. So 3328, and I am going to need 2 bags for this. And I can tell because this one is bursting, and these are slightly thinner. So they are 2 1/4 inches across. These ones are 2 inches across. So they're a little bit thinner. Oh, do have piece of the card, and I nearly tipped that up outside the bag. Let's try that again inside the bag, please. I think I'm going to have static in this one as well. So these are all the diamonds without static, because they behave themselves. And these are going to be the ones that are going to give me hassle. But what goes in, goes in. I'm not fighting too much with static when it comes to spares. Especially when I have a lot of them. I get a little bit to how much messing is worth it. Okay, so that's 3328. 3600s I don't have, so I'm going to put the card at the back. And then this one that is at the front and more visible is my 3700s. Okay, so that is all the 5-6. So what have we got after that? 2-1, 4-7, and then 6-6. So 3-7, 2-1. 3-7, 4-7, 3-7, 5-6. I need a few. 5-6. How many have I got? 3. I need a few more than that. 3-7, 5-6. 3-7, 5-6. Let's just finish up the row. And then let's do a 3-7, 6-6, but I might still need to do some more. I might need more for this 3-7-2-1 actually. Let's see how it goes. And this is one of my really old labels, because I used to do the number and then -S for square and -R for round. That was before I started using plain labels still, but I used round labels for round diamonds and square labels for square diamonds, or these rectangle ones for square diamonds. Then we created these stickers with the DMC numbers printed on them, and we did one lot of rounds and one lot of squares, and by far they have been my prettiest stickers. In fact, I still use those stickers, and I still use these as well for kitting up because they're just so dang pretty. Okay, 3, 7, 5, 6, here we go. Let's get over this hump, and then I will feel as though this project is very nearly ended. That one is already in a nice bag. Let's see if this label will come off without leaving me a load of residue. It has. Let's put a nice pretty label on that one, and then I'll see if I need to tip any more into that one in a bit. Let's start with all these. Again, I'm not fighting with static for definite with these ones because it's not like I don't have loads. I will pick up the ones that fall on the desk because they need picking up anyway, but I am not going on an all-out war with getting diamonds out of the bag. What I'll do when I recycle these bags later and take the stickers off the front so that they can be reused, I will just shake any diamonds that are in it into this big cardboard tub and just get rid of it that way. But it is definitely not worth fighting with now, and I won't be doing much fighting with it later because I'll just be tipping them, say, into the big box. And not all of them are static. That one, they've all come out fine. Okay, these are the monster bags from Evermoment. And I know because the shading is the same on all of them. I've added to them over time because these all used to sit in my spare storage until I took the decision to only allow myself one bag per colour because I didn't need any more than that. So I have a full bag of this in my spare storage already. And they'll be the Evermoment diamonds. I'm sure I'll have kept the nice diamonds as my extras. At least I hope I did. We have got some static though. You can tell you get more static with the nicer diamonds than you do with the other ones. So the nicer diamonds, I think they're the resin ones. I forget, my brain goes. But anyway, the nicer diamonds in general, or the better quality diamonds, do tend to be the ones that can come with more bubbles. So if you've ever seen bubbles in your diamonds, they tend to be the nicer diamonds. And quite often companies that do use the nicer diamonds, Evermoment included, they do give you extra diamonds because they do know that bubbles are more common, and therefore there is going to be an X amount of diamonds that you get rid of because of said bubbles. So they make sure you've got enough. So Paint Gem, that I've recently been working on the square diamonds, they are the nicer diamonds because they definitely have had some bubbles and stuff in, but I've had so many extras that it's not been a problem at all to have the bubbles and stuff in it, because I've just moved on to the next diamond and picked one of them up instead. Okay, we're definitely going to need another sticker for these. 3, 7, 5, 6, because I have a bag there, and then I'll see if I can get the rest into that one. Oh, there's no cardboard piece in that one. Confusing myself. This takes me back now, looking at this box, this takes me back to when I had all diamonds and multiple bags in my spare storage, because this is what my 3756 used to look like. And that was what it looked like between individual divider cards rather than separate ones. It just was this sea of the same diamond type. I can breathe out now. They're done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all my spare baggies in as well. I might be able to yet, to see how much room this last lot takes. But that's 3766 and then 3800s. We're not doing too bad. So we've got 3812. Then we want 3852. 3861 and 3860. I wrote them in the wrong order to try and remember that. Make sure I put them in the right order as much as I can. So 3812. Done. 3852. Nearly there. 3852 is done. Multiple different colours in that one as well. Then we have 3860. Let's put them in the right order. Oh, they all fit in, which is nice. And then 3861. Let's take that out. Okay. Diamonds are in the box. So let's now get the rest of the box prepped. So that is the diamonds. Then these are baggies, the thinner baggies that I've already taken the stickers off. So I ideally want those in there so that when I am handing out or passing on, I may use, if somebody is having a full lot of 310, I may just use that baggie because I do have extras, but I may not. I also want some of the thicker baggies in there. That is for when I am de-kitting into here, if I find that I need another bag, a bit like the bag that I pre-made for 3865. I can make myself a bag. And then I also want some of these stickers in there, some of the round and some of the square, again for labelling up the bags. So I'm going to go from the top. That I'm going to get rid of because they're the old AB stickers that we no longer need. But then I'm going to trim a row of 4, I think is the nice size. Yeah, the row of 4 is a nice amount for going in there. These will just go in with my other stickers. I can pull from them if I need to top these up, but I can also I can always pull from them, or I can just use them for future kitting up de-kittings. I have a gazillion of them ready for any kits I need to do. So that is my 2 strips of 4, but what I also want to do is I actually want to shorten them down as well. I'm going to keep the 2 in there. So I'm also putting them in half lengthways, just so that they fit with the bags and they can tuck in the middle of the bags there, so that I remember them. Because if I tuck, they will fit down this big stretch here against the foam board, but then I might forget that they're there. Whereas being in between these means I know they're there. In fact, what I might do is not actually put the whole bag of these in there, just put a few in, because I'm not going to need huge amounts of them. So they're my ones for adding more in here. These are my ones for giving away, and I want to give away more than I add, which is a project I need to remind myself to do each month, is to go through. But my extras spares are now at least out of this box, which gives me shelf room. They're ready for me to add to or take away, depending on what I may need to do. I've got rounds in black and squares. The battery's flashing on my camera and the memory card got full, and I confused myself as why it beeped and still stayed on. But anyway, let's get this rounded up. So I've got squares, I've got rounds, I've got squares, I've got my baggies, I've got my stickers, I've got a lid. It's in use. I will create myself a label soon, but that project is finally done. So thank you all so much for sticking with me through it, and I'll speak to you all again soon.